Okay, yet another day, we are going to look at measurements in mathematics, and we know that to measure is to ascertain the size, amount, or degree of something by using instruments. We use different types of instruments that are standardized, and the result of us using the instruments comes as a result of us wanting to measure or to know the standard or the amount of things that are in that particular object or item. That's why we today are going to look at measurements. Now, in this category, we are going to look at the topic or the topics or the subject matter of what mass is all about, capacity is all about, the length, perimeter, and area is all about. We are also going to look at the fourth one, which is time calculation. We are also going to look at money and the involvement of money, even as we come to different calculations. Let's look at mass. Mass is the amount of matter in a substance or an object. The amount of matter in a substance or an object is what we call mass. Now, this is related to weight because they use almost the same units, if not the same unit. They use the same units, so it's related to, but the difference may be mass. When you have a stone, the particles that are inside are regarded to as mass. That's why when you go to the moon, the mass will remain the same as compared to the weight. So weight is actually, these inside are called particles, are the ones that forms up mass. Now, here, we may have mass inside here. We may have mass inside, but the force which is driving this down or going down, this force is what we call weight. The force which is driving this to go down is what is called weight. Now, these are the difference. That's why even when you go to the moon, with an object, the weight which is going to be there will actually differ from the weight which is actually here, because it's following this weight which is called gravitation force. But they are very much familiar because they use the same units which are called in different forms. I wish I've explained the two different items here, the mass as well as the weight. Now, weight uses what we call kilo, gram, which is kg, just to be in particular, kg here, grams, which is in G, the short abbreviation. There is also milli, milligram. There's also milligram here. Now, how do you deal with these in mathematics? I'll give you a very simple diagram. I'll give you a very simple diagram that is going to be of great help in case you forget on how to deal with this in mathematics. I'll give you this diagram. Please pay attention. I'll start with the kg here. I'll also go to grams, and later on I'll go to milligrams. Just as simple as this. If you find anything, any mathematics dealing with the mass, please write this just at the corner, a very small one, and try to, until it sinks through our minds. That's when we can leave certain concepts. But this can help you in times of difficulties. Now, when you have, let's say, when you are given a figure in kg, that figure, if they ask you to find in grams, to find the answer in grams, what you do is you multiply by 1000 for you to get the answer in grams. When you're given the figure, a number in grams, what you do is you also multiply by 1000 for you to get the answer in milligrams. By the way, kilo means 1000. Kilo. Anything where you find this kilo, then they mean that has got the pattern of 1000 there. So here we've multiplied by 1000 because it's called kilogram, which is here. These grams, they are 1000. So whichever the figure that you are going to be given in here, in kg, you need to multiply that for you to get in grams. Now, if they tell you to say, calculate a certain number in kg into milligrams, in short, you need to convert it to here. Again, you go to this. Or you multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 1 million. Direct, if you want. But try to do the conversions for you to come up with the correct result. Now, again, it's not only one way, sure. Sometimes they can tell you to reverse. Let's say you are given milligrams to find in grams. Milligrams, the number is in milligrams, and then they say, can you convert them into grams? What are you supposed to do? Do not cry, but apply this concept. You are going to divide that number by 1000. You are going to divide by 1000, that given number. And then the answer that you are going to find, in short, is an inverse of you finding 1000 here. You divide 1000, you go to the other part. So it's an inverse of the other. So, again, you may be given in grams for you to find in kilograms. The same way, it's an inverse again. You need to divide like this for you to get this. Now, you can quickly draw this pattern at the corner. If you have a sheet of paper, draw and try to see how you can come up with that until that concept comes in our mind and become part of us. That's when we can leave that. Now, having said this, we are going to try ourselves in calculations. I'm going to wrap up to here and give some few examples over this and see how calculations, I'm not going to tamper with this. I want to use the same reasoning here for us to find these examples. Example. You may be asked to convert the following. 0.25 kg. Okay, these two concepts will actually help us to understand something from here. Now, when you are given, let's say, to find 0.25 kg into grams, what you do is you write your solution here. Solution. Write your 0.25 kg. Since it's in kg and you want to convert this into grams, you multiply by, since it's here, it's in kg, and you want to find in grams, you multiply by 1000 here, and then the result is going to be, since you are multiplying by 1000, it's going to shift this 0 to 1, 1, 2, 3 here. Obviously, there could have been 0, so that this can come up to 250 or 250 grams. 250 grams is going to be the answer. If you want to prove this, you can use the other gadgets to find out, but please avoid using too much of gadgets. Follow the simple calculation rules, and then those rules will guide you on how to come up with the correct answers. Now, we are also given the second example here, which is 500. Now, solution, 5,000, solution, you put here 5,000. 5,000 milligrams. Milligrams. 5,000 milligrams. 5,000 milligrams. And then they tell you to say, since it's in milligrams, can you convert this into grams, which is here? So meaning we are doing the inverse here, inverse pattern, which you are going to see. This is just the same as 5,000 divided by 1,000. The units are not. Take them into grams. So what you do is, obviously these zeros will be cancelled with these zeros, and you remain with 5 over 1, and this automatically, the result becomes 5, and they've already said put them in grams, convert in grams. So your answer should be in grams. But please let me quickly state this, that grams or units where you're supposed to indicate your answer should actually be those units. Do not play partiality with the units, otherwise you'll be marked wrong. If I put kilograms here, 5 kilograms, the answer is actually wrong. In some of the multiple choice questions, we put this and put different other choices with different, so that you get confused with different units. 5 kg, 5 milligrams, 5 grams, and 5 tomatoes. And then you just go, it's 5. Check also the units. Please, if you are told to convert into grams, put the units of grams there. If you are told to convert to units of grams or milligrams, put those units which are there. Please avoid just working out and forgetting, or leaving this answer without any units. You just write 5. Sometimes examiners, they have no peace on people that are negligency. Sorry to use this word, but sometimes we neglect certain works and we just want to leave certain things. And we have people that have different attachments to certain things. They'll cancel that and put it wrong. No, but I found the answer. It was 5, but why did you mark me wrong? I've had all those concepts, and the learners doing the same. But if you're in my class and I'm teaching and I emphasize on this, and then you make the mistake, I also close out, unless if you didn't know, I've not taught you. But please indicate. Units are very important. Units are very important. Indicate grams, if they are grams, and put your answer, underline to say, I have actually reached an end. I hope you understand. I hope you understand. Please, can you try to work out the following on your own? Just these 2. On your own. I don't know how you do with this, but please work out this one on your own within 2 seconds, 2 seconds or 2 minutes. Convert the following part of examples. Say 7.2 kg into grams. (7.2 kg into grams), and the last one, D, 0.03 kg into milligrams. Okay, here we go. We have come back, and now we are looking at time, because we understand that time sometimes is very confusing when we are in an exam and we are dealing with issues to do with time calculation. And this is where we are. Now I want you to follow me so that you understand, or you get 1 or 2 things. Now, time, the simple definition of time, obviously you have these other big bombastic words and these other difficult definitions, but mine, I came up with a very simple one, which is time is indefinite continued progress of events and existence. Now, this deals with the whole package of the past, present, as well as the future. The whole package of it. All of them, they are within time. The past, present, as well as the future. That is the package that we are going to look at. Now, we will be able to ask you questions concerning what you understand about time, maybe within a year, from a year up to a second or seconds. And we need to make sure that we know what mathematics is there. I know we have different types of watch or clock, or I don't know how you may call them, but at least there are only 2 categories of this which indicates time. You may have what we call digital era or digital things, and also in the aspect of time calculations and time monitoring, We also have what we call digital platform, in which you can access time using the smartphones. Smartphones have got time. Most of them, they've got time in digits or in digital. I also have this one, which is actually having time. You've seen the 0549. That is called a digital watch or digital media that will be able to show you time. These watches, they've got those watches you have at home. Some of them, they are digital. And we also have this kind of instrument that is used for measuring time. You can use this to measure time. I'm sure you've seen this kind of a thing in this. We bounce, obviously, we see them in this world, and at home, obviously, we have one or two, or even many of this, and we want to explore and we want to know how to calculate time using this. But this one, I'll talk about it later on, not now, but I'll talk about it maybe, if not maybe, before I finish everything about time after what I want to say now. Okay, let's get back to the work here. Now, when you look at what is written here, you will find that I've written year, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, as well as seconds there. How do you calculate? We are going to use this because we need to indicate what does it mean if you are given the number in a year and then they want you to figure out it in months. What you do is, here, if you are given a year, you multiply it by 12 for you to get. So 1 year is equivalent to 12 months. That is what they are telling us. You multiply by 12 for you to get. So if they give us 2 years, 2 years, how many months? You need to multiply that 2 years by 12, 2 by 12, in order for you to get in months. If you're given in months, how many weeks do you have? So we have how many weeks in a month? We have actually 4 to 5. So we will use 4 weeks. So you multiply by 4 for you to get how many weeks that you can get. So if you have 3 weeks here, 3 multiplied by 4, then you're going to get 12 weeks. So same applies here. We have to multiply by 7. So 7 days makes up a week. So if you have 1 week here, you can use that 1 week, multiply by 7 for you to get how many days. If you have 3 weeks here, 3 multiplied by 7, you are going to get the number of days here. So the number of days, obviously 3 multiplied by this, that is 21 days. 21 days. Here you have in a day, how many hours do you have? We have what we call 24 hours. So you multiply by 24 for you to get the number of hours there. You multiply by 24 for you to get the number of hours here. So if you have 2 days, 2 multiplied by 24, then we are going to have 48 hours. So just like that, continues. Even here we have how many hours? We come up to some minutes. So we have what we call 60 minutes make one hour. So if we have 3 hours, if we have 8 hours, that 8 hours multiplied by 60, are we going to have the minutes there? Yes, those minutes that we are going to have are the actual minutes that are needed for you. So if we have 2 hours, if we have 2 hours here, 2 hours, 2 times 60, which is 120, those are the minutes that we are going to convert. So we are converting, in short. So even here, minutes, how many seconds in 1 minute? In 1 minute, meaning we have 60 seconds. So 60 seconds are the ones that we are going to put. So please remember to put all these things on top here, or at the back of your book. Please try to do this and see how helpful it's going to be to you. This is very important. See how helpful this pattern is going to help you. Please put this at the back of your book, because if you have 2 here, you're just going to multiply by this and you get the result there. Now, vice versa of what we've done here is what we are supposed to do also here. So in short, what you do is you divide by 60 for you to get minutes. You also divide by 60 to get hours. You divide by 24. Please don't forget 24 for you to get days. You divide by 7 for you to get weeks. You divide by 4 for you to get months. You divide by 12 for you to get just like that. Please put this pattern at the back of your book, because this is going to rescue you. Even when you're doubting, quickly, if you do this pattern, you'll be able to find the answers. But again, you need to locate. Where are they asking me at? Is it months to find weeks, or is it months to find years? You need to locate that quickly and then find out where you are. Now, having said that, we are going to do some few examples to see if we can get something out of that. Now, if they say example, find the following. Answer. To the questions below. Find the following answers to the questions below. Like, you are given this 2 years write 2 years in 2 months. 2 years in 2 months. The .5 years into weeks. Okay. Sometimes we think, is this confusing, or this pattern, is it the real? How can I convert, or how can I put this into weeks, put this into? So when you have 2 years into months, so you come here, you just put here. So solution, is it possible that I write down here? Okay, let me jump for the sake of just this, because I do not want to disturb the graph. Solution. But please, if you have enough space, you will have enough space right here. Solution. You have 2 years. And then they say, can you find them in months? So you multiply by months, meaning that you multiply by 12. And the answer is going to be 24 months. 24 months. So in 2 years, what they're telling us is that in 2 years' time, you have how many months? 24. 24 months. Now, they are saying, on this part, they are saying B, this is A. On B, they are saying 0 point, please pay attention, 0 point, this one is in points, 0.5 years. In 2 weeks, meaning they've said 0 from years, months, and then weeks. So what you're supposed to do is you multiply by 12 first, and then after you multiply, because this part, you've changed it from years to months. And then from months again, you shift that to weeks. So you also multiply by 4. So you multiply by this one, you multiply by this one. So if they say in days, you also multiply again by what is there. So what you're going to find now is that you are going to find 0.5. 0.5, if you do the decimals, this one is going to be over 10, meaning this has been cancelled, it has been changed. So this one, you can also divide 1, you also divide in here, and then you get 2, which is half if you want. On the fraction part, you've done this, and this is going to give you 12. So half, in short, they are saying half of a year multiplied by 12 and multiplied by this. If you want, you can just divide from here, 1, here, that is 6. Now 6 multiplied by this is going to give us 24. 24. Now these 24 should be which unit? Should be the units of weeks, because we want to find the weeks. So that is for the weeks.